Hi everyone and welcome to this week's Monday Memo. Now, story from my past. Once upon a time I made a huge mistake. It was embarrassing, a bit painful. I still cringe a bit when I think of it, but can smile a bit more now. But ultimately I could have completely avoided all of this mistake if only I'd heeded the lesson from Shakespeare's Romeo and Juliet. And for those of you that might not have heard of that story or partially heard of it, I offer a quick recap. So a long time ago, there were two youngsters, a boy and a girl, in medieval Italy. Their families just hated each other. However, the boy, who was a bit of a chancer, as we say here, got his way into the girl's family's party. And girl sees boy, they both instantly fall in love with each other. And for those more familiar with the story, the girl and boy decide to go and get married in secret because their parents and families pretty much wish to wipe each other off the face of the planet. So we jump a few days ahead. Their families find out about the marriage, as you can imagine, not best pleased. A close relative, Mercutio, dies, and the girl is so upset she drinks a poison that will put her to sleep for 2 days. Still don't know why she did that, but unfortunately the young couples hadn't really learned the art of communication within marriage, and she totally forgets to mention this to her new husband, or at least mention it to him anyway. And on mistaking his new wife's self-induced coma for suicide, the young man completely loses the plot, commits suicide, and thinking he's going to be with her in the afterlife because he's done that, is probably quite surprised when, the girl wakes up and realizes that her husband has committed suicide. So she's the exact same idea and kills herself too. The end. So hopefully I haven't spoiled the movie. It's a really good one, actually, the one Baz Luhrmann did in 1996. But back to actually probably a couple of years after that, it's my first role as when I'd left school, and I was in field sales. And I'd recently been promoted to team leader. And when it came to the end of the week, I had to report the numbers to the sales director, which meant I had to collate them from the team, speak them into a voicemail box. And I'd done that for everyone except for one team member who said they hadn't quite finished yet, or working on a few calls, and therefore they would do it last thing before they left. So I said, fine, assumed they would, left it at that. Then come Monday, let's say had expected to start a good week, was greeted by a not very pleasant call from the sales director. However, after he'd calmed down, he actually took the time to walk me through a very important lesson. When we don't communicate our assumptions and follow up with people, we make an ass of you and me. He sort of drew two lines in between the word, and up becomes ass of you and me. And I never really forgot that, particularly when, in finance accounting world, our clients, our stakeholders look to us not to just assume things. They look to us to reduce risk, to reduce the uncertainty involved in forecasts or reports or returns. So, we can better help them make decisions. So if you have to make an assumption, whether it be for a model, a forecast, because the data were maybe not as complete as they should have been, or just to simplify a model or some analysis. And even if someone is yet to submit their numbers or an explanation for an outlook or return, communicate these assumptions, make them clear, put them right at the front, not at the end, and continue to follow up to make sure that they're still genuine and they still hold. And that's why we bring on guest mentors to the Strength in the Numbers show, is so that you can learn from mistakes like I've just shared with you, to help you peer over the fence, see what works, what doesn't work, and then we go on together to deconstruct word for word those lessons into baby steps for you to follow, so you can become more influential and create for yourself opportunities to solve the most meaningful problems in your organizations and go on to have a rewarding career. So look, really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please don't forget to comment on it and share it with your friends and your colleagues who might benefit from the lessons or the learnings involved, and really appreciate you investing your time with us today. So until next time, take care of yourselves, and let's keep on building our strength in the numbers.